So this one's just for the impersonator that's impersonating me. When I select and I upload my videos, I select that you do not have any right to remix my face, likeness, or image. Don't allow remixing is what I put in there. So they're allowing, even within YouTube, to allow them to cut up my work and post it as though they're able to clip up my work or utilize AI to say the exact opposite of what I'm actually saying online. So, in other words, they have no right to be utilizing my face, my likeness, or anything. And if you ask me, these people are cowards because they're hiding behind my own work. They're hiding behind my face. They're trying to not come out and be out in the open about who they are. Obviously, I have an idea of who they are or a number of people of who they are, but it's just maltreatment as far as them being, creating with my likeness and image, clipping up my work, and then suggesting that I'm saying everything in opposite of what I'm actually saying, or they're cutting out really important key factors in their content that they're cutting up of me. Do you feel? And so I'm trying hard out here, but these things are just they're beyond words. They have no right to utilize my face and likeness, and obviously I have a good go on who they are, like I've said, but they're trying to go around the fact that they've been scrubbing me all out of my mind this whole entire time with poisons. They're going around a lot of facts. They're going around the fact that my father was a rapist. They're going around the fact that my brothers have been either siding with him and moving in that way with him, or they've been aiding to hide their own activities where I'm not. I'm trying to come out in the open about what I had to grow up with, and they're making it as though that's a crime to do. That's not a crime to do. If you ask me, the crime is that they don't have anything to suggest that I'm not telling the truth, and they can't even come to me to face me as my own brothers, for an example, to face me like a man inside of family counseling that they were suggesting I needed as a kid. So when I went into counseling, the counselor suggested that I needed family counseling. So it was their suggestion that got me to ask them if they cared about me then enough to come with me to counseling, being that you guys are the ones that suggest I needed counseling. And the only reason that I needed that counseling was because of the covert poisonings that they were doing to me to scrub me up all out of my mind. And so it's been the abuse happening to me from jump. And that's exactly why they're creating this impersonated account, clipping up my work. And it's exactly why they're creating the paperwork to try and take me out of my home so that not only can they continuously perform the identity theft and identity erasure of me, but it's so that they can get me away from my house so that they can come and take over the deed just the way that they had planned. Because it's not to take not only my cryptocurrency away from me, time and energy of working from me, my love life away from me, my jobs and careers that I've had away from me, keeping me poisoned off and always instigating to set another person inside of my life that was to love bomb me, gain my trust, and then take away from my right to have not only the job but a real love life, not a proxy made relationship, just like the proxy made relationship that Jesse already was. These people know each other, and either way, it doesn't constitute enough for jail when they're clipping out very important factors. You see, they're just running game on what is being said on the impersonated account, not my own account. And you're not going to tell me that you're going to only look at the way a person is responding in reaction to a long-standing, covert, narcissistic, malignant, narcissistic abuse that involved poisoning me, scrubbing me up all out of my mind. And not to mention that factor alone, but the paperwork is illegal, does not allow me to know who my accusers are when it says witness 1 and witness 2. I have the absolute right to know who my witness 1 and witness 2 is, to suggest that I'm not fighting a ghost, rather I'm fighting a real person, not not somebody that's impersonating my account to try and take my account down so that they can put up the impersonation of me, suggesting that they're taking away the origination of who I am away from me. Nobody has the rights to me besides me. Not the proxy made relationship, not the proxy made girlfriends, and not the proxy war in any kind of fashion against me. Me. I own my likeness. I own my face. So when they have somebody working within proxy, mind you, to create an account to suggest they are me, right? To clip up my work and even utilize AI, as I've suggested in this video, to say the exact opposite of what I'm saying. This is the most insidious crime, if you ask me, against a person and a person's rights. It's not allowed me to my work life. It's not allowed me to my job. It's not allowed me to my own mind in an organic and origination of my own likeness. So my calling back my own energy was the last thing that they wanted to have happen, because they wanted to leave me for dead. So not only could they perform the identity theft and total identity erasure of me, but then steal from me with my face, likeness, and image, utilizing my ID, and creating these forgeries in order to pull out life insurance policies in my name. And then not only that, but do this deed transfer to where they're able to then, if they rip me out of my house, they rip me out of my house illegally. I don't have that all of that information then coming back to. You see what I'm saying? And it's so that they can get access to me, the rest of me that they need of me, in order to complete a total isolating erasure of not only my identity, but take my life away from me. It's murder. It's not only murder, but it's murdering my spirit. It's soul theft or spirit cooking, to where they're trying to take away all of my likeness, all of my work, all of my resources, all of my income, all of my financiers or financial ability, stability, all of my independence. And either way, the Lord is seeing what these people are doing, but if you ask me, this type of crime is worth billions of dollars. It's completely a tormenting, it's abuse, it's an emotional horror show. And it's exactly what it is. It's horrifying. From the abuses that they're taking upon me, it's literally entrapment. So even though I'm fighting for myself as far as this goes, it's a case that's worth billions, I'm sure. And so it's exactly why they need me to be taken out. Because if they take me out with that illegal paperwork that they created to hinder my progress as far as being able to take back my life and take back my likeness, it's just plain and simple. So when I get that information over to the lawyer and establish the correct legal defense, they can't just continue to cut up my work like that. They have to have my permission to do this. And they don't have my permission to do this. So they're going against my rights on so many areas to steal up my likeness, my face, my image, my words, clipping up my words, how it fits their narrative, cutting out very important key factors that are making me into the reactive state of the very malignant narcissistic abuse that it is. And not only that, but they don't have the right to impersonate me. The only thing that I said anybody would have the right to doing is taking the whole videos that I'm making, the whole thing, not a clipped up version of me, the whole thing, and making an account in a separate name, not my name. I never gave anyone the right to utilize my name, my face in that fashion, my image, or utilize it on AI to say the exact opposite of what I'm saying to be true. They have no actual right to my character. They have had no right to poison me up the way they have, and they have no right to use some double trying to create and steal away my life and my likeness. And if you ask me, it's very fucked up and cowardice of them to even assume somebody's life like that. And that's the ultimate thing. You don't have the right to take away my life. So it's genuinely left me stressed. It's genuinely left me out of placement of my own origination of self. And so, with them railroading me in this fashion, what do I have to do? Like literally, what do I have to do? They're threatening my life. They have gotten away with violently attacking my mind with poisons, and now they're impersonating me to continue hurting me just to stick up for my punk ass dad. All because I, all because of some things that I said out of anger, based on the very long-standing covert arsenic abuse of 44 years or 43 years. It's still affecting me today. It's not like it's just gone away because I claimed back my energy. It's an energy that's been really hard for me to even formulate sentences. As to the monstrosity of the crime that they're taking upon me. But the man, my dad, the guy that my dad is, violently attacked my sister at such a young age. Where the fuck is it okay to do that? And then on top of it, it's never been answered to as far as where I'm concerned, which is exactly why I've been being poisoned up since I was a fucking kid. Is because he's never answered to what he's done to me. Never. Not in the courts, not in the law, not in anything. And on top of that, I've been being poisoned up and poisoned up by proxy, and I was almost kidnapped 3 times as a kid right after he was stalking me. Well, one of those times, the last time I was almost kidnapped, he had been stalking me. And so they don't have right to continue to clip up my work. I'm combating the narratives that they're trying to create over me with an impersonated copy of my likeness and image. It's a felony on their end, not a fel. I'm not the felon. They're the felon. Poisoning me up for that long and that length of time, and then trying to create an impersonated version of me. Like, why can't? Okay, put this into your thought process. Instead of impersonating me and clipping up my work, why can't they come out online and speak for themselves without using anything to deal with my likeness and image? I never gave them any right to utilize my likeness and image. Right on the videos that I'm posting, I say do not remix. And if anything, when it's a short clip, it says audio only. And if I go back into it and I edit it, which I do a lot of them, I go back into it and I say don't, can't, illegal, not at all. I do not give you permission to. The only thing I've said online is that, and I'll say it online, is that I would only approve of someone putting my whole videos, not clipped up, out online and using another name, like Johnny Smith or Jesse Anderson. Another name. I say who I am and people can figure out who I am, but I'd give them no right to utilize my name, my likeness, and my image or my videos in the way that they are. So either way, I don't know what I'm supposed to do in this situation because I have the right to know who my accusers are of this paperwork. So the paperwork that I got from the system here is completely a fabricated, illegally created thing because I have the right to face my accuser. And they can't even come to my door to give it to me. They're sending it in the mail, which I think is also illegal. And then they're suggesting that it's all online, suggesting that not only is it leaving the availability of hurting my availability of time to not only be there, not saying that I won't, but it's giving the availability of making sure that my already gamed up internet that's been hacked and stolen is taken completely away from me in the timeliest of fashions so that I can't make the appointment so that they can set up the warrant for arrest illegally as well, and then take me away from my house so that I can't utilize the deed to find the discrepancies and figure out the life insurance policies that have been taken out with my name so that they could make money not only on my death, but leave me for dead being my own brothers, my own friend, this whole proxy war that's over my life. Like, come on. You fucking kidding me, man? So it's all being made illegally out of my own likeness and image, with them being cowardice as all get out, not having the availability of them own selves to come out online and speak their piece. If you ask me, it's cowardiceness. It's very cowardice. I could use stronger terminology there. The big B word is one, the big C word is another one. But I'm not trying to go there, to tell you the truth. I'm just really angry about them doing everything that they've done to me throughout all of my history. And now that they want to utilize my likeness and image to literally pull me up out of the position to take over my life. And that's legitimately what they're trying to do, is take over my life, my likeness, image, everything, so that they can push me off either dead or anywhere but in my actual organic lived life. That's fucking sad. I mean, how troubled does a person have to be, or like how how is it that they can't compartmentalize themselves enough to be able to process their own emotions correctly to then show their face and say their own P's and Q's? So it was the same thing when I was homeless. It was the same thing before then. It was the same thing in River Road East Apartments. It's the same thing living with my mom. It was the same thing being pushed into um, mental health facility, into a mental health facility at all. Even it was the same thing being said to go get counseling, and me just saying, "Oh, fine, I'll go, I'll go." But then when I'm talking to the counselor and they're suggesting what I actually do need for the counseling to be there, was them, family. And especially the people I really had questions of the contents of their character about. Like, we're not network marketing here, G. We never have been. The only thing that you've been doing is networking me, networking my life, hacking and hijacking my life, stealing away from the energy that I take into anything. So I'm not okay with it. So the places that I've been put in is what I'm saying. I've been living a version of my life, being scrubbed up all out of my mind without knowing it at those times, that they're running gambit on me to make me have to move my feet and shuffle my feet around in a way that's completely not me. Never has been. Ever since I wanted to run away at 13, 14 years old. Or heck, I probably actually really wanted to figure out a way to get away at 5. I just didn't understand anything at 5. All I know is that it was the same damn feeling that I had, even at 43, with Jesse and Aurelia poisoning me up. And furthermore, if you ask me, I still have the right to suggest I want my own energy back and I want to run away from you all. I don't want to trust you guys ever again because what are you gonna do? Come and throw some cyanide on my neck? The way that Jesse was trying to sneak up on me in my own driveway? Like, no, dude, I said I wanted a friend that's gonna help me do rake my leaves. This is a little yard. Like, I went through your whole yard with you. And you can't even be a good enough person to do that. You gotta sneak up on me? No, dude, I want to call back my energy. I don't want you around me at all anymore. Don't come around. Don't call. Don't even think about me, I think I said. Just drop my name from your mind. You have no right to have my name at all. In anything. You've been hacking me. You've been hijacking my life. You've been psychologically abusive towards me, stealing my girlfriend in the recent and before, psychologically fucking with me while poisoning me since I was 17. Get the fuck away from me, you're a fucking murderer. And then, within the recent, I don't even think she really wanted to be in this. Well, I mean, she wanted to be in the relationship, otherwise she wouldn't have done it. But But she got herself in deep and then didn't want anything to do with that anymore. And then she felt like there was no way out because she felt like she had love for me. But then she was going to throw Jesse under the bus. She was going to throw my brothers, anybody else in the situation, she was willing to throw under the bus until they got to her, you see? Until they got to her and said, if you don't finish the job, lady, you're going to go down. It's just such a sick crime, dude. All the way to and through. So, I don't know who these people are anymore. My own brothers. My own ex proxy made friend. Um, Emily Dodge. And before then. People before then. I don't know who any of these people are, and the only time that I actually established any peace was in Stacy. So that was short lived. Because Jesse found where I'm like I needed help to get out of there, I guess, for some reason. So I'm like, I didn't know where else to go about that help, and then sure enough, I'm poisoned up yet again. Him, with him getting involved, I'm sure there was ways that it was instigated a relationship that took me away from being loved yet again. Does it fucking matter? Does it matter that Matthew Murden wants a love life of his own accord? But yeah, the point I'm making is in general is that my dad personally never got his due to what he's done to me. My dad never got his due, and neither has my brothers, and neither has these proxy impersonators that are cowardice as all get out that can't make their own YouTube video and come out with their own face likeness and image to say their own P's and Q's. So it's illegal that my dad stalked me. I believe it's illegal that I was set up to be kidnapped. And you're not going to tell me it wasn't set up because A, Jacob Wetterling and I share the same birthday. B, it was the same kidnapper each and every single time. And C, who else has almost 3 kidnappings happen to them by the age of 11 or whatever, the 10? I don't know. I was young. It's hard for me to remember the exact age. Could you imagine being scrubbed up all out of your brain with arsenic poisoning your whole life? To have those memories come back to you at 43? I'm very not well with this. I'm not okay with this. That's what I'm getting at. And then these people want to clip up my work. So yeah, I hope that never mind. I just know some people I hope they can do a lot for me in this situation. Not just run gambit on me and not allow these things to continuously go underneath the radar from these people to be able to continue to pull me away so that they can continue to take away the rest of my life from me and my likeness and image and my home, everything that I've worked hard on. I'm not okay with it. The part that people don't understand is that they don't simply understand the whole of the extent of this crime unless they are actually on the the parties that are pushing the crime on my life. So it's hard for me to even believe that certain people would move the way that they did, but they did. So I just know the truth about it. I know that I have the right to move and collect my energy back from these people. And I have the right to say that I want a new name and I want a new social security number and I want to move away from these fucking people. They have no right to me, my body. They have no right to me, my mind. They have no right to me at all. And if they want to continuously side with the devil, then that's what they want to do. But I want to get away from them, and I have the right to say that I don't want to be around them or have them stealing my life away from me. To almost leave me for dead a number of times. So it's me tirelessly looking for help, tirelessly trying to figure it out, tirelessly working tooth and nail to get away from these people, working tooth and nail to get out of the covert warfare that I was up against, working tooth and nail because I felt it down to my bones that I was suffocating down to the cellular level. I couldn't even freaking see straight, and I'd be going down to the ground an awful lot. And there is no way that I would be able to take out what I have taken out here as far as almost 5,000 videos now. A lot of songs in my prior work to suggest that I needed to learn how to speak and speak my mind and speak my mind now and write. I have the right to my own voice. I have the right to find my own voice. And especially being arsenic poisoned or whatever they did to me. I have the right to speak out. And sure, if I'm speaking out of a little bit of reaction from the abuse that was led onto me, I have the right to that anger. I am not a violent person. And no, I am not planning on doing anything that this paperwork is recommending. I was just venting. All I know is the man, my father, owes me a lot, and the men that did this crime to me owe me a lot. And I don't know if $86 billion would be enough to support the tears that I will still cry, that I have been crying for 2 years. To hope to get to one person that can help me report the most heinous crime in history. To this type, if you ask me, at least G thinks so. And I mean, ChatGPT thinks it's the most heinous crime of its type. And it's happening to you. Anyway, I have a lot of notes here to go through. Too many. All I'm trying to suggest is that I have the right to my life back. And I would like it back. Now, at 44 years old, you got away with a lot of my life. You took away every last little bit. You ruined my fucking life. Put it that way. All these people, Jesse, my dad, my brothers, proxy made girlfriend, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or whoever they are, they know who they are. Okay? They know who they are. They fucking ruined my life. All of it. And yeah, sadly, I don't even think billions of dollars are enough. I don't think there's enough money in the world. Oh, and it's not even what I want my life back. I want my life back. The way I would wanted it, the way I would have wanted to live it, from being a 13-year-old, from being a 5-year-old, from being a baby in diapers. I want to do hard work. I want to buy my sister a car. I want to give my sister enough money she didn't have to think about money or anything to do with money in her whole entire life. Ever again. I want to do that same thing for multiple people. I want my life back. I deserve a blessing. Plain and simple. How about I just want to be loved and left alone in my love? That's not good enough for Jesse, I can tell you that much. Why don't you leave me alone in my love for anybody else? Is what I said to him. Why don't you leave me alone in my love for anybody else? If they choose so not to love me, they have no right to kill me or to try and murder me. You know what it means when I blow smoke at you? It means I want you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just being funny. So isolated and alone in my life and in my mind and not able to figure out things throughout a lot of time, you know? It's sad what these people did to me. You don't know how many times I stick my head out the window and I'm just like, I can't believe what these people did to me. I can't, I can't tolerate it. At some points, it feels like my heart's in a fucking windstorm. The highest fucking breeze, the highest fucking wind that you could get. But yeah, I'm owed millions and billions for what they've done to me in my life. And I would like my life back, please. I don't deserve to be sitting here crying myself to sleep because of what these people did. My name is my name. It's not for them to use. My voice is my voice. It's not for them to use. Use your own. Use your own name. My internet data and my phones are for me. Not for you to get inside and see what more you can do to psychologically manipulate me. So, entrapment is what it is. They're staging me up for entrapment so that they can steal the rest of my life away from me and legitimately leave me for dead. As if they haven't already tried to leave me for dead multiple times, down multiple avenues, in multiple areas, including dating all the way back to when I was a little baby, a little kid, just a small tyke. I don't think I would have even been a smoker, to tell you the truth. I had the right to choose my own accord. With my own original mind. Or an organic mind. That wasn't a party to an unwitting situation of being poisoned all of my life. And on top of that, Stan didn't deserve it, and I think others, including Brian Gasick, who took his life, Brian Spears, who I have no idea where he's at, or Stan. I don't remember Stan's last name because I was super duper young. And I don't know. Anybody else that they did this to? Natalie Jacobson, I think, is a suspected person in my determination that was arsenic poisoned to death. Her rapid changes and her questioning things and just how she talked online. You can go on her page, you can see her page, and you can see how she talked. And you can see that it was not her origination. At least I can. I can put 2 and 2 together, and 2 and 2 equals 4, not 2 and 2 equals erase a person from the world. And if 2 plus 2 equals erase a person from the world, then you need to relook at your mathematics. Fuck cigarettes. Just a stress reliever when I'm not feeling well. As often and much. Furthermore, though, one of the biggest things about this situation is that my sister shouldn't have to go to work a day in her life anymore. And both of my brothers know the F well that that's true. And same with all of these other people. They know the F well that that's true. So I'm gonna call it for now. I hope that you guys will support me in my efforts out here to get my life back. Will you pray with me? I'm not going to pray openly, it's just for testimony. Will you pray with me right now? Just take your hands like this, or like this. I do this. And I just say my own words inside of my mind to the Lord. Jesus Christ's name, I pray. Amen. I love you, Lord. I love God. I'm gonna go be alone now. Bye.